All right. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Brandon Hover Show. Hope.
Yep.
There you go. You want to put your picture on Hover or you incognito tonight?
Oh, hold on one second, man. My
Over
bad.
there, I hear you over there sipping on something.
Yeah, my
Got
bad. Yeah.
You over there got a sippy cup. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's what.
Now
Yeah.
we in business.
Yeah.
They say we get, but the metrics show that we get more viewers when you show your face over. So and then they double when you start drinking. So
I can dig it.
it's how's the weekend, man?
That was good, man. It was good. How was your weekend, man? A lot of action,
Yeah,
football
not
action.
bad,
We're gonna
man.
get all into that, man. But
Yes, sir. Not
hey,
not
man,
bad at all.
these playoffs been pretty cool, man. But yeah, outside of that, man,
It's been great, man.
yeah, I can't complain, man. How was your weekend?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Can't complain, man. I guess any weekend that I have the opportunity to just you just have nothing to do. Well, I mean, I'm retired, so I have nothing to do some half the day. Which is great. But I have a routine in retirement. I got a little routine, and so on the weekends I still take a break from that routine. I'll put it that way. I'd have made a little routine for myself.
That's good, man.
Yeah, but all
I'm just happy, man, that you able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm having a ball, having a blast. So
I know
we
you
are
got
happy to be here.
Yeah, I know you got some
What's that?
trips
Go ahead,
coming up
Hope.
pretty. No, I was gonna say I know you got
Yes,
some
sir.
trips coming up soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna take photos and everything, man. So we always try to do at least a cruise or two for the year. So that's in the works. And we Lord willing, in a couple of months, man, we trying to hit the buy. We still got the eye on the prize.
Oh man, that's gonna be a nice trip.
Oh man, we trying to get it in, man. So yes.
Yes, sir.
So that will be great. So, but yeah, man, everything's everything. Got a lot to talk about in the sports world. We got some weather we gonna talk about. A little baseball news, a little basketball. We're gonna round off the college football season and talk about some outlook. And we got a lot of Falcons news, so we're gonna go through this kind of quick to get this Falcon news. So we got some situations down here in the A that I want to talk to everybody about. I've been doing some thinking. I had to do some sleeping and some thinking over. So,
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
So I want to speak my piece. So at any rate, just happy to have everybody here at the Brandon Hover Show. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia. And we talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia and Atlanta area, but wherever you are from, feel free to go ahead and be part of the show and speak on it. Hover, what you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank the listeners and new listeners tuning in tonight. Got some quick shout outs to Dirty Bird Nation, NFC South fans, Falcons First and 10, the Enhanced Sports Show. Lou be joining us later. The Mo Brown Sticking Sensation Drumline and the Atlanta Old School.
Old School, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And also for the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, if you want to check out the Brandon Hover Show Facebook group, you can check us out. And if you're interested in the content, we'll take care of you. So check us out on Facebook. All right. I think that's all the announcements I got.
Yes, sir. So you ready for the snowstorm? Snowmageddon?
Oh man. Uh yeah, man. Let's like this one, man. Maybe a little bit more going on with this than the last one. At least that's what they're forecasting.
Yeah, yeah. Much of the country is going to be experiencing some bad weather if they don't have it already. And it's it's all a matter of of not when, but how long and how much, and what mix is it? And I would much rather have the snow than the ice, because the ice is
Yeah,
more, especially down south. The
yeah,
ice is black ice, and then you got the what you call it, the freezing rain and the sleet and all that mix and stuff. And so when you have it that way, man, got a lot of power lines and trees, and that's not a real good mix, especially if it's gonna be raining like all day. I think Saturday for the most part, and
yeah,
then it's gonna freezing rain, and then it's gonna be a cold rain through most of the day, and then it's gonna get cold that night. So when the sun go down, it's a wrap. So I hope that everybody be safe out there. That's gonna be in the storm's path, that's in listening view, and and be safe out there. If you ain't gotta go, don't go. A lot of folks just like to, I know some people like, I just hate being in the house. I just gotta be out in the streets just to be out and just do stuff.
yeah,
Well, there's time enough for that. It's over 300 something odd days in the year. A day and a half, 2 days ain't gonna hurt you. So sometimes you just got to be patient, hunker down, man, and just hope to stay safe, because when you're out there in the streets, you're endangering your life and the lives of others. When you really don't need to be out there unless you're working. You know.
yeah, yeah. Unless you got some some obligations with work.
Yeah.
Agree. I would say for this weekend, go ahead and stock up what you need to stock up,
Yeah.
and just make it a nice weekend for family time, game time, Netflix time, whatever you want to
Yeah.
make it.
Yes.
you know, for this weekend, I guess I would say sometimes it's okay to have a timeout, and maybe
Yep.
that's what this weekend is about.
Yeah. Yeah. Time out.
Those,
Sometimes you got to sit it on down.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
you got to. Sometimes you got to sit it down. Ho.
as my folks used to say, and make him sit that ass down somewhere. But yeah,
Sit that ass down. Yes, sir. Yes,
so it may be
sir.
one of those weekend. It may be one of those weekends. That's just gonna have to be it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay
Yeah.
because hey, it's okay. Like I said, it's just So, Fred, to your point, yeah. If you
Yeah.
don't have to get on the road, if you don't have to be on the roads,
Yep.
I would definitely say take a time out from it this weekend. No doubt
Right.
about
Exactly. Take a break. So
it.
look, man, just real quick. I know we talked about Morris Brown College a little bit last week. So if you want to know more details, just look up Roland Martin. He'll tell you all you need. He'll tell you some of what you need to know. But even he doesn't know it all. But there's prayers for my alma mater. From one of my alma maters is Morris Brown, and what they're going through. A lot of politics is going on. And now you really don't want the wrong thing to get out there in social media. So you can't believe everything you see and hear just because of you know of sensationalism. There's some culpability on both sides with the president, and some of the moves by um, you know I guess not all the members of the board, but whenever you're talking about a board or a community or council, city council, board kind of sort of like the community city council or county commissioners. It's politics, and you have to work together as a governing body, and you have to make sure that you know what your primary duties are in terms of uh, standard operating procedures and your bylaws and your governing procedures. You have to know that, um, and if not, then that opens up a lot of liability issues. It don't matter if you got just cause. Yeah, you got just cause, but if you don't go through the necessary steps to take action as in then you leave yourself open and the school open for liability and for suits and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
I'm not
so I
going to
mean,
dive too deep into it, but go ahead, Hope.
no. I was just gonna say, man, I just when I saw it on the news, I thought that was kind of strange. Is this first time something like that ever happened where you get you fire and bring them right back? Has the board ever done that before? Or this is the
It's
first
happened.
time?
Well, it's the first time for us,
Hmm.
but it's happened, but it didn't happen a lot. And what and all, yeah, it's not a good look because when you terminate a president of an institution, you have to make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. You have to make sure your team is together. And a lot of part your law firm or whoever takes care of your legal business and legal affairs have to be involved in everything. And you have to have those discussions, talk about repercussions. You got to look at his contract because all presidents have their own contract and representation. And you have to look at that to make sure that you can take action in whatever you can do. If not, you leave yourself open for liability and public scrutiny at this point, which is where the school finds themselves. Yeah, I mean, there are allegations with the president. It's out there now in terms of some things that he's done in terms of workplace environment, sexual harassment, all of those types of things, and grievances and all those sort of things. Grievances are part of the job sometimes, higher up you go. Um, but uh, but yeah, those things. There was just too many of those things.
But my
Um,
thing is, I mean, is these allegations some truth to this, or it's just, I mean, something, Brett. I mean, based on what I'm looking at the news, there was some smoke there, no doubt about that, and it looks like the alumni, some alumni, is not happy. Uh, probably, I'm pretty sure
right,
you're probably part of
right,
that group, but
yeah,
but
right, right,
yeah, man, it's just I just thought it's just kind of odd how all that turned out. But I understand, like you were saying, whenever you're taking some kind of action, you need to dot your I's,
yeah,
cross
and
T's.
cross your T's, right.
So I
And
guess so going
he
forward.
was suspended, and he was suspended like last November. And so, based on the allegations and other things that you did not see on the news, he was already suspended for those things and some others. But still, in terms of termination, because what happened was, you can't, once you terminate, you leave, you leave yourself open. It's okay. I'm a sue. Well, if you the University of Georgia, if you're a large organization, got money, all right, sue me. What are you gonna do? A lot of folks suing me, but Morris Brown is not in the position to say that, and so sue me, because then, especially if you did not follow procedures, and then you didn't follow procedures, and so that leaves yourself open, and so you can't, and then you can't settle because you can't say, okay, settle for what? All right, I got to have money to sell. That costs money. That puts the school in debt. School's currently not in debt, but you will be if you settle with him, and you got to pay for a new interim president. You can't afford to do both. So as Johnny Taylor, everybody know that the old blues singer Johnny Taylor. He had an old song that said it's cheaper to keep her. So so
Yeah,
it's cheaper to go ahead and swallow your pride and have this man come on back, hoping he says yes, which he did, to come on back, and you find a way to move forward. Look, I would have taken, I would have had a PR person, if I was gonna do that. But I'll try. Look, I've been in positions to where you got to, before you terminate people, you got to make sure you know what's there in their contract, and you got to take that past legal. I don't care how small you think it is, you got to take everything about legal and make sure that all that stuff. And if legal miss something, then they automatically fired. But legal, and so that's how that goes. And so now, I mean, if it was that bad last year or for a couple of years, from my understanding, then maybe you suck it up, you suspend him, you get what you can out of him, and then when 2029 comes around, you don't renew his contract. You have a presidential search. You start talking to some people in 2028, 2027, 28, and then have some people ready to take his place, and then you just do not renew his contract, and that's it. You don't. That's how you terminate. Or you talk to him
yeah.
first, have a discussion, and say, "Hey, The evaluation. If the evaluation is not what it's supposed to be, you give them an unsatisfactory evaluation. On top of that, to say, well, it's based on, look at your evaluation. It's based on this, and this. I have a files against you to say this to support your unsatisfactory evaluation. That way, ain't no whatever. Then there's a chance to correct it. You got time. You got 2020. You got time to correct it. And so, but if you have those discussions and he still don't get it right, and you have given him the resources to get it right or to do something, then that's on him. But if you have not given him an evaluation, if you do not have files to support your decision, then you put yourself in a bad situation, and you just can't flat out just terminate somebody out the blue like that. Even if he's done some, which there's some things there, some stuff the news didn't catch that's out there that they probably will if they keep digging, which is not hard to find. So
Damn.
anyway, I'll just wrap it up in a nice little bow and just say that I wish Morris Brown the best in their future endeavors and how they move forward. I hope they find a way between the board and the president to move forward and to really put the values and needs of the school first. And so if he's going to be the president, then you need to make sure you ain't got to like each other to win. You don't have to like each other. We win sports. We talk about sports all the time, and you don't have to like each other to win a championship. And so Morris Brown can still have wins. They just have to learn how to work together to get those wins.
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But look, guys, on another note, bring it back to sports. Look, congratulations to Andrew Jones, man. Atlanta Braves, man. He played for a couple of other teams. I say congratulations to him in his 17 years of service to Major League Baseball, in which he played for the Atlanta Braves and some other teams. So I ain't got to do them other teams. But I know that he came on the scene as an Atlanta Brave, and when you think about Andrew Jones and his best years, you think about him and playing with the Atlanta Braves. Man, I just have so many fond memories of when he started and so many great
Yeah.
plays. Yeah, it's just absolutely just great to finally see him get his due after about 9-10 years or something like that. They
Yeah,
finally
something like that. Yeah.
well
Yeah.
deserved, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I, I love watching them play, and
Yeah,
yeah, man. So yeah, big, no doubt about that.
congratulations on that, man. So look, man, and Beltran, I think Beltran got in there too. So look, man, Atlanta Hawks, man, why are they still losing, Hope? I mean, so you got rid of Trey Young, and so that's supposed to solve all your problems, right? So they can get back. That's the problem. The Hawks were not winning because of Trey Young, and so
I
Trey
think,
Young's gone, and these boys still losing, like it's an epidemic. What's going on?
yeah,
What's really going on?
I think it's a coach. I think it's coach, man. That's what I think, bro. I don't even think it's personnel anymore. I think it's the
Yeah,
coach.
yeah, I agree, Hope. I think that think it's lost the locker room. Guys just kind of doing what they want. Um,
Hmm.
in addition to you still don't have the defense that you want to in terms of your culture, and you still need big man, but outside of that, you can still play some defense, get some rebounds, and put some effort on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
So McCullum is just I will put him so far down on the bench, man. I mean, he gets out there, man, and he just I mean, it's not even it. Look, he could even survive in an N1 game. So he he could even he could even been on N1 mixtape, man. That's how bad this cat is, man. So he think he can come to Atlanta and just do what he want to do. Like, man, look, if you don't sit your butt down, so I mean, but I understand we just got to, just dump some contract at the end of the year. But Hawks got a serious problem. Hawks are gonna have at least with 2 first-round picks and money. So
Yeah,
you ain't got to pay Trey, and you got enough money, and you got an extension from what JJ, but you're gonna have enough money to go out there and get somebody. Giannis, somebody. Hawks need to be aggressive in the market to get a guy.
I
That's it.
agree.
You got to get a guy. You got to get
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah,
You probably gonna overpay him, but you got to get a guy. And you got the money, and you're gonna have you got some talent there, but everybody's not gonna be around. But I think Okongwu, I think he gonna want to trade block if need be, and maybe a couple other players. KP Porzingis, I'm surprised he's still on the team, but you're gonna
yeah.
do that, and
I
you got to
never,
get big men enough.
yeah, and I never really wasn't on board with getting him. I don't. I just don't think he's the. You know, maybe I don't know, man. I just don't think he fits with that the team. Maybe that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. I don't think the chemistry's there with him.
yeah. I think I don't know. Maybe you had another guy that was just kind of a banger,
Hmm.
or so, and then and put him in a 4 spot to where he can go ahead and take those kind of shots. But
Yeah.
even his style of play, man, is more so of like you want to be a 3 or something, man. So it's like
Right.
you're not
Right.
a 3.
Right.
But maybe his style of play is better for like Golden State or somebody. But I
Yeah.
don't,
That's what I'm.
he
Yeah.
just don't. He too big not to play, D and shoot up underneath the basket. He's just too big for that. I'm sorry.
And maybe that's
He,
yeah, and that maybe that's my thing. His style of play, man. Maybe that's where I'm not really
yeah, yeah.
yeah
His style of play,
sold
man. And
sold on
JJ
him.
just gonna have to get aggressive. We need him to be. They playing right now. I'm not watching them, but JJ just needs to be more aggressive. Sorry, you got to find a way to do it. We paying you. Trey is not there. If Trey was in the way, he's not there. This can be your team. So Jalen Johnson got to find a way and get it done. Nall looks good. Nall doing what he can, but everybody else, man, is just out there winging it, man. So I think when you got players out there winging it, not playing no defense, that means that they're not listening to coach. Care less what coach. I don't know what the hell Quinn Snyder's doing out there. Quinn Snyder's just, I don't know, out there just playing Yankee Doodle or something. I don't know, but
I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely it's questionable at best.
yeah,
I just don't. But I think like you said, I think the locker room is definitely
they're done.
excuse me, is definitely where there's an issue. No doubt about that.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, they're done. So look, man, real quick, man, and I'm gonna roll on the football after this. Um,
Hmm.
so I like to say, and I'm gonna give you a week. You know, this is I'm kidding, and this is basically for teams like Hawks and Sacramento, all that kind of stuff, man. It's like pick your wagon, man. So what that means is what team you gonna hit your wagon to that you think's gonna make it to the NBA championship. I'm doing that for NBA and I'm doing that for college basketball. I'm gonna give you a little time for college basketball because I know you're trying
So
to acclimate, trying to get out of football, but we got NBA. So I mean, the Hawks, we always support the Hawks, but they ain't going nowhere. And so I think that
no,
kind of
no,
gives
they
you out to say, yeah, to say,
yeah
okay, I'm
they
gonna hitch my
well
wagon to like Boston or somebody. And so I'm
uh
gonna hitch my
huh
wagon to Boston or whoever, I don't know. And say, well, they go, I'm gonna hitch
uh
my wagon to this team to go to the championship.
I got you. But no, I mean to
I'm
you.
gonna give I'm gonna give you a week. I'm gonna give you a week, Hope, but I just wanted to put it
Yeah,
out
get
there.
yeah. Give me a week on that one. Give me a week. Give me
The
a week.
listeners got something. I want to hear what you got to say too. That we put out on the page. But a lot of times, if you're a fan of like the legacy team, like the Lakers or Boston, you don't your team is your team. But everybody else, uh, which is probably 2/3 of the league, are not legacy teams and have never been to a championship. Never won, even less far less than never won a championship. So you got teams out there that's like, okay, we're not hot. We support our team, but instead of just living in despair, and you play like the uh what is the bracket games on ESPN or wherever, then you picking teams or who you think is gonna
True.
win. That's what
That's
I'm
true.
talking about.
You're right.
I ain't saying you ain't got to support your team, but I'm saying support the team in terms of who you think's gonna win it all. I think that's a different thing right there.
I agree with that.
No harm, no foul. Yeah, no harm, no foul on that. So I give you a week on that. You get yourself together, and then you can show me your baseball. You know how the players like who they going with. Show your baseball cap or who you rolling with. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask for your cap next week, Hope. Asking for your cap next week.
All right.
Ah.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right. Good deal. Let's go to some college football, man. And what you think about it, man? Indiana defeats Miami. That was my pick, and all I thought that Miami had a good chance to win the game. I mean, they had things. I mean, Indiana was on it, man. They kept every time Miami got close, they pull further away. They get close, they pull away again. And so, but it looked like Miami found something into that punt. Indiana special teams comes through again. They get a block punt, change the momentum again. And so they march, Miami marched down the field, man, and the last play comes down to Carson Beck. Interception, ball game. Clock it. So, so, so,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
So I mean, look, man. I feel a little bit bad as a Georgia. I mean, most Georgia fans are like, "Yay, you did
Believe it or
good."
not, there was a lot of again.
Yeah,
Yeah, they felt betrayed, and I mean, I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Um,
People thought that he was going to go to the pros. After that he got hurt. Oh, he gonna get healthy. Just go to pros, not knowing
mhm.
that. No, he wanted to spend one more year playing college, not for the Bulldogs. Oh, how sway. So, so, so he goes to Miami, Florida guy. Okay, I bet. And so, but I know that little piece of Carson. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to play against Georgia to prove that he can beat them, and it was worth his while going to Miami with his new team. And Georgia wanted a piece of him. And said, "Hey, you know, I always want to hit you without the red shirt being on, and just let it all out." So, but yeah, man, look, I mean, whoever lost this game was going to be devastated. I thought it was a pretty good championship game myself. And like I say, really with the U, uh, Michael Irvin kept his belt on Monday night, so he had an opportunity to put it to the wall. So,
Yeah, I
so
think
look,
yeah.
so 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 yeah, so I mean, and Miami lost at home. I mean, it was a good game. I thought, both of them, when you ran the ball, I thought both of them found success running the ball, but it was that fade route for Indiana that kept burning Miami. He's like, man, all right, he doing it again, man. What, you mean y'all gonna catch on to this or what? What what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I
So
think yeah. And I guess we can probably bring Lou on for this, but
yeah.
uh
I'm here. I'm here, guys.
hey Lou.
How you doing, Luke?
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
I mean that. Yeah, I think Indiana had just enough, to overtake Miami. I mean, I took Indiana. I mean, they've been dominant all year, but Miami, lived up to the hype and almost pulled it off. Every time that you think Indiana was going to pull away, Miami just rolled right back. If it
Yeah.
wasn't for that interception at the end, Miami still had a chance to pull off the upset, the only upset in college ball history. But Indiana finally, finally got the championship.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're right, Lou. Yeah, I think
Greatest
for
turnaround.
me, it was,
I don't think what I think it's just not only the greatest turnaround in college football history. I think in football history, period. I mean, there's 2 years you took this lovable loser team, not to be insulting, but Indiana's the lovable loser of football, and just two
yeah,
years later, Kurt Cignetti comes around and turns this team into a powerhouse.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's something to be said
Unreal.
about the college game today.
Yeah.
And he understood the assignment in terms of the rules between NIL and the transfer portal. He knew how to put this thing together. I mean, credit to
Sure.
Coach Signetti for putting this in the new age of football together that works. Put a whole lot of guys, and they're older, which helps. Whenever you have
Yeah.
older guys that are pretty decent playing a sport, it is always helps. You have the advantage. That's you look back at some of the Alabama teams. Look at the Georgia team in 2022 that won it all with the back to back.
Yep.
Guys decided to come back and then they should have been in the pros. That's why you had damn near 20
Right.
guys from Georgia go in the first round because they should have been there the year before.
yeah,
And so when you develop when you develop talent and they stick around, that's what you get. And so he understood the assignment, and that's what you get. We'll see who else understands the assignment and moving forward. It'll be real interesting to see next year. I know that Georgia's bringing back a lot of guys. We didn't have a lot of guys going to the portal or going to the draft. I think we only got about two or three that may be in the first round or second round, maybe.
Mhm.
So Georgia got quarterback coming back. Say what you will about Gunnar Stockton,
Yes.
but he's solid. He's solid. He's a system quarterback, and he works for Georgia's system. That's what you want Georgia quarterbacks to do. I have nothing bad to say about that.
No,
yeah,
not at all.
yeah,
Yeah. So you look for teams, older teams with returning players. Maybe Texas is another one. They got Arch Manning coming back
Yeah.
and some more players. So we'll see what happens there. But you look for Ole Miss to take a slide. I don't think Trinidad Chambliss is going to win that court case to stay in college. I think he's only third appeal or something like that.
yeah, something
Everybody's
like
telling
that.
him, yeah, everybody's telling him like no and hell no. And of course not. Go to pros, kid. So that's it, man. But I thought that was a pretty good game, man. I thought it was
It
good.
was.
So yeah, it's a good game, guys. And I
Yeah,
knew it was
man.
gonna
I
be
think
close, but go ahead, Hope.
yeah. No. But yeah. I mean, I agree with both of you guys. I mean, it definitely was a good game. It's unfortunate Miami had to lose, but there were two,
Yeah.
in my opinion, there were two crucial plays. The one play where Indiana blocked the punt and scored, and
Mm-hmm.
then
That was the cure right there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right, Lou. And then the other one was the not the end not the end with the interception, but when the Miami kicker missed that field goal
Yeah, yeah.
before the half. Yeah.
Before the half, every point counts against Indiana. You need those points.
Because
Every point
at the
counts.
end
Every
of the day,
opportunity.
yeah, they lost by 3. So yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
those two were crucial. I think uh, in the game.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
think
Agreed.
Carson Beck, he didn't have a good first half. He played better the
Mm-hmm.
second half,
Right.
and I tell you, man, shout out to Miami defense. I think they played very well to win.
So, yep.
Unfortunately, that Indiana quarterback, we talked about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He the truth, man. He's the real deal. I don't know no way
Yeah.
really to put it. I mean that even under tough situations, that guy figured it out. And I
Yeah.
think if anything, that one play where he damn near looked like Superman crossing the goal line.
Yep.
I think that said it all.
Yep. Sure did. Sure did. I mean, it was gutsy play because the thing about it, you're right about that deep. And I said it for last week that this was going to be the toughest game that Indiana's had to play. I mean, tough physical game. I mean, it was a close game against who was it, Penn State,
Yeah,
and maybe an hour that they had, but this was a physical game, man. I mean, you had some athletes out there that put hands on Mendoza like he's never had before.
oh
Put
yeah,
hands on
yeah,
him, man. It put paws on him pretty tough. So he felt you was all bruised up and everything, busted lip, everything, man. But they
yeah. The
found a
whole
way.
yeah.
Yeah, Indiana found a way. They had a tough running game, tough little running back that ran the ball well. And they executed. I mean, they are, what I had a running joke about Indiana. Like, yeah, it's an old team. Everybody's 30 going on 50. But
Well, like I've always said, you age once every 3 years. You're in the league, so that
yeah,
so
yeah.
at least 3 years, at least.
At least 3 years. So yeah, I agree. I agree, guys.
You're
So
actually 30, but your body is saying like about close to 40.
close to 40 in football, yes. So what do you
All
guys think
sports.
for next year, man? I mean, I don't think the Indiana and we talked about a little earlier. Who do you
And
think?
losing both Mendoza brothers, no.
Yeah, right. And the other Mendoza brothers going to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he's going to
Yes,
the Twilight Zone. I mean the transfer portal. Oh, he's going to
yeah.
GT.
He's going to Georgia Tech. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah, he's
going to
going to
Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Tech. Yeah.
Double whammy.
Interesting.
Oof.
Yeah, interesting. So we'll see if Signetti can make some magic in about 2 years
I
and keep
don't
being
know.
back again. I don't know, but
It's
I
so
mean,
it's
it's a
so hard to
copycat.
it's hard to repeat.
It's a
Sure.
copycat.
The quality
Especially
of
lose your best player.
we talked
Yeah.
lose that we talked about it. I even though I talk about with Colorado, um, Dion. I mean, after he had Travis Hunter and his son, once they once they went on to the league,
Yep.
we see we talked about it, Brad. I said, well,
Yep.
it just what he's gonna get in there, and
Yep.
you saw what went down. So
Yeah. So
it's hard. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah, I was about that. I think that's a great transition to bring it up to Sanders family. Shadua Sanders. I think that's a great transition to the Falcons. Don't know about you. So unless you've been living under the rock, Falcons selected their new coach, Kevin Stefanski.
I'm curious to see what Lou got to say about this.
Yeah, so we hired Kevin Stefanski as our new coach.
Yeah.
And Stefanski they also brought on Bill Callahan as his offensive line coach, and he also brought on Tommy Reese as his offensive coordinator. So basically, the whole offensive team that he had in Cleveland, he's bringing to Atlanta with him. Cleveland's offense, mind you, was number 30 in the NFL. So what I would do at this, I got thoughts, but Lou, being up there, what do you think about it, Lou? I'm gonna press pause for right now. What you got on that, Lou? What's your thought?
With
Kevin
Stefanski going,
Stefanski. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think he's going to do better here. I mean, of course, I think he got a raw deal getting fired, but I think now, well, with this new coaching job, I think it's going to be a lot better. Of
Yeah,
course, Giants got a new coach too, so
yeah.
but
So
I don't see that happening. Going from 4-13 to going to like the playoff mode. So
yeah, so
that,
yeah, I got Hover. What you got, man? I know what you got, man. I'm gonna come after you, Hover. Go ahead. What you think about this Stefanski thing, man?
I mean, well, to Lou's point, I mean, being positive, maybe he can put a spin on the Falcons, and they can
Yeah,
win. They can win
the
those.
division's so weak. I mean, they need something stronger. That division's is a trash dump.
Right, right. Well, exactly. So those crucial wins that we should win, like against Panthers or Tampa Bay, hopefully we should get those wins with this guy. Now, that's being positive. I do like another positive point about him. I do like his philosophy, how he prepares the team for
That's
preseason.
awesome.
He do believes in playing the starters. Um, which that's a plus right away with me. But here's the things where things I feel that I'm not throwing them as negatives, but just something to think about. Um, I just don't know. My, and I talked about this, Brad. Not this was offline with you. My thing with him as far as evaluating talent.
Yeah,
I have a question mark. I mean, from what I've seen, and not that I watched a lot of Cleveland games, but the way he went about, and I'm not saying the Shador situation, but I think more or less the fact that he decided to go with Dylan Gabriel, and I told Brett about. I just, and I'm not knocking Dylan, but I just, I don't know, but I think with his history with Kirk Cousins, we definitely going to have Kirk Cousins here probably starting more likely, because he
Mm,
had a lot of success with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. So that's more likely definitely going to happen. Now his offensive coordinator Tommy Reese, I don't know a whole lot about him, but from what I saw, what he is his play calling, I think can be a little bit of questionable as well. So I got some question marks in those areas.
yeah,
I do like the fact that we got Bill Callahan as the offensive line coach. I think that's a plus. But
mm-hmm.
but I think as far as evaluating his talent and the questionable play calling with his OC is my concern. Um,
Mm-hmm.
those are my question marks.
Yeah.
I think one of the, and I'm kind of on sideways on another area with his player development. He had Baker Mayfield, which he had success
Mm-hmm.
with Baker, but when I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but they ended up going. They went for Deshaun Watson,
Right.
and which the way that all went about, I don't think it was handled the best way. I'm pretty sure because I mean, and I know you're gonna probably add some to that to the fact that Baker Mayfield calling him out. But that kind of ties back to what I said earlier about his player development and the question mark there, how he go about handling players. That's my question mark with him, man. I don't. I just hope he's learned some things to improve on that because it looks like uh, that may be a concern with him. But that's all I got to say. But outside, that's my whole top is my thoughts as far as him coming in. But I'll let you go ahead
Yeah.
and bring it on
Yeah.
into it, Brett.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there are some legitimate concerns about him coming in. How he's had multiple quarterback situations even before Shador and Gabriel got there. So there was a situation with the some his fault, some is not. You can't have selective accountability. Either you're accountable or you're not.
True.
And so,
yeah.
but there's some stuff there. And so you went from one quarterback controversy with Baker Mayfield, and then to another with Watson, which really wasn't his thing, but I get it. It was still he's still the coach. You still got to get wins. But he got hurt. You really couldn't play. I mean, when Deshaun Watson was there, he did okay, but he was hurt. So you move on, and you got another quarterback situation where you got all the stuff. So Atlanta, we're not that solid in terms of quarterback. We got one young guy we really don't know what he is, Lou, because he's been hurt past 2 years. He's been in and out hurt. The veteran quarterback we have, he was hurt too. So, and we owe him a lot of money. So the Falcons have to make a decision. If they keep Kirk Cousins, you're going to owe Kirk Cousins a lot of money. And so they have a decision to make to say, okay, do we really want to pay him for about next year or two?
You really don't. Dump him.
Right. I agree, Lou. I'm
agree.
like, let's move on.
I mean, maybe it's a little bit harsh for but you know what I mean. I mean, I may it was a little harsh.
No, you hit Lou, you hit the nail on the head. I agree 100%. And I think that, but you have, because you're going to need that money to get players in free agency to fill some holes or to upgrade. I say upgrade. I think the offensive line needs some upgrading. You need a better, you need bigger guys. I think that Stefanski wants a bigger offensive line based on the packages that he wants to run, other than the wide zone that the Falcons have been running. He really wants to run between the tackles a little bit more, get those tough yardages and those kinds of things. So we got to get a bigger center and big guys, somebody going the other side of Chris Lindstrom. Chris Lindstrom's a Pro Bowler. We just need another guy on the other side of him, and you need a upgrade from your left tackle. So Falcons got some upgrading on that offensive line to do. Run between the tackles. You're not going to be able to keep Tyler Algier, but I think you can find a workhorse in the league somewhere. Pay him some money. You have the money to pay a guy or to go into the draft to get you some fresh legs. I'll actually get some fresh legs based on undrafted free agent. Best way to get a guy is through undrafted free agency. That's how I would get a kicker too. So Stefanski, real quick, guys, and I'm going to jump off of it because Hope said a lot, is that I was not happy getting him at first, but I sat back. I wanted Harbaugh. I was all bought in. I wanted Harbaugh. But all right, look, Harbaugh's got to want us too. He's got to want us too. So it's not just us, but he's got to want to come to Atlanta, and it's got to work. So I don't think he really wanted to come. I don't think that Arthur Blank really, I think he went through the motions. I don't think Arthur Blank really thought he could nail this deal with Harbaugh. So I think they just did a quick Zoom. He went where he went. He went to New York, and it was over. I think that Stefanski is who they had their eyes on all along for a very long time. They thought he fit. Yeah, I think he fits what Arthur and Matt Ryan want to do here. A guy who can look. We just need you to work on this offense. Our offense has been underperforming for 10 years. You got to do something. Right. So he's like, look, this guy was, they said coach of the year twice. He had some offense. He's won some playoff games. We haven't had a coach to do that in 10 years. So hopefully the thought process is that his system works, but he needs better talent. The thought process is the Falcons have much better talent offensively overall than the Cleveland Browns. Outside of maybe quarterback. I don't know. The quarterback is, I don't know. Maybe we edge him on quarterback. But in terms of running, you look at Bijan Robinson. You look at Drake London. I think the Falcons are going to keep Pitts. It's up to Pitts. If Pitts wants to stay, I think that Falcons keep him. If not, my thing is I would prefer a more traditional tight end to run this system. If not, if you keep Pitts, I would run him out of the slot. Go out there and draft me a speedy guy and get on the other side of Drake. Just my opinion. But I think the offense gets upgrades. All we need Stefanski to do is to win 2 more games than Raheem. Raheem, as bad as people said that Raheem was, he won 8 games years in a row. Won his last 4. As bad as people said he was, myself included, all we need Stefanski to do is win 2 more games. Do what he did and win 2 more games. Don't lose the games that you're supposed to win. And so you think of the other coaches that were available, Hover.
Yeah.
And who the Falcons were looking for an experienced head coach, a guy who's done it before, not a newbie. Yeah. We don't want any more projects. So that wiped out the majority of the field, if you think about it. The majority of the field. They wiped out
Yeah, that's
Kubiak. They wiped
mhm.
out all the other guys. Yeah, everybody. They wiped out a lot of guys. The only ones who was left was what Mike McDaniel. You know, I think McCarthy was out there, but there ain't nobody touching him. You know, and so and the other coaches that got fired, which
Right.
nobody's really touching them either. So based on those guys, Stefanski was the next guy up. Would you agree,
Yeah,
Lou? He's the
absolutely.
next guy up, especially since Tomlin. It's like, nah, I ain't coaching. I'm gonna be out for at least a year. I'm good.
Sure.
Stefanski was if you think about it that way. He was the next guy up. And I know that you wanted,
He
how
was.
it is. Right? You go to the party back in the day and you want to talk to a certain girl and she move on, then you got to move to the next.
You just say, yo, she says hello, come to the next meeting, you fine fella.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. So it's like you're not to say that,
I walked into that one, didn't I?
and what happens is they're like, God dang, I'm glad it worked out that way. And
Yeah.
so, with that being said, guys, I think that there's still a lot of cooking. We still got to let this thing cook. We still putting ingredients in the bowl in Atlanta. Then once we get the GM, put that in the bowl. Then you just let it cook. I think the Falcons, look, Matt Ryan's gonna run this team, and people gonna have roles. I don't
Right.
need my coach to be out here running. No, coach gonna coach. Right? He gonna say what players he need at all positions. He gonna talk with Ulbrich, defense, what you need, and the GM gonna be like, all right, this is what we got the money to do. This the draft capital we got. This is what we got. And I think the priority should be what's the priority? And you talk about the priority, and GM say, okay, I'm gonna try and work a deal. That's his job. And you got the CEO Beatles, he's gonna do the paperwork on all the other stuff. That's how it works. Everybody's got their job, and everything goes through Matt Ryan. Everything the Monday meetings, the whatever he got a staff too. That's gonna do. He just want to know the bullet points. This is executive point. Now, what are we doing, guys? I know the game. Matt Ryan knows enough about the game to say, hey, if something's not smelling right, he gonna be able to tell you that's not right. We need to do something different. Other than Rich McKay. That's just my hope. All right, that's my guess based on kind of the setup of what it is. So I would just say, Falcon fans, be patient. Continue to let this stuff cook. We got a long way to go. We still got preseason. We got the draft. We got a lot of things to do.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's calling us the Atlanta Browns right now, somewhat. But I think,
Uh-huh.
but,
The whole division is a joke, so
well, it is. Well, we're trying to change that, Lou. We're trying to change. So I
I
think
hope
that
you can.
yeah. So we'll see. And I think it starts. And the last point to make about Cleveland, it's like all the things that between Cleveland's always found a way to make us better. So
Yes.
all the players they've given us players, picks. That's how we got Julio Jones. We got Julio, gave him the picks. Nothing materialized with them, but we got Julio. And you
Right.
think about the
Yeah.
World Series, when we did win the World Series, who did we beat? We beat Cleveland. So be the Indians. So it's like, so Cleveland, the relationship between us, we seem to always seem to benefit from it at the end. So I think this is another example in terms of how an Atlanta team is going to benefit from Cleveland. Where it could work in Cleveland, but for some strange reason, it's going to work out in Atlanta. So that's my 2 cents on that, guys. And my and last thing, and we're moving on. Last thing is this, guys, is my expectations are high because if this guy's coach of the year and all these other good things they say about him, he don't get a mulligan in year one. Okay. And we feel we have better talent offensively than Cleveland. And if Raheem can get 8 wins, he need to give us
Yeah.
10 wins. Nothing less in a playoff. That's it. Year one. It can be done. So I don't,
1 year.
he got to do it. I mean, Chicago did it in a year.
Yeah.
I think Detroit did it in a year. So I'm asking, like, look, if you got the right players and everything in place, and this guy's worth this grain of salt, I don't want a mulligan in year one. He got to give. If Raheem can give you 8 wins, and he got fired for giving you 8 wins, you got to give us 10. If I get less than 10 wins, we got a problem.
I agree.
That's all. That's all I got. That's all. So the heat is up. That's how a lot of us feel, Luke, down here in Atlanta. I'm just speaking for a lot of folks. The pressure is on. The pressure is on, man. We're tired of sucking, and we want to get it right. A lot of people don't feel good about Stefanski, but he's the best that we could get at the time.
The best we got.
He's the best we got, Lou. So he got to make it work, and Matt Ryan's got to make it work. So that's where we are. Woo! All right, I feel better after that, guys. NFL wild card weekend was something else, and we are in the conference championships, man. Look, guys, we got the Broncos and the Patriots, and the Patriots. Look, man, that Broncos beating the Bills. And I knew that if the Bills did not win that game, that Sean McDermott was gonna get fired. I saw that coming. It was. How's Diane taking it, Lou?
She hasn't spoken to me all week. Yeah. Well, I hate to say I told you. Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Oh gosh. Sorry about that, Lou.
If it wasn't for those 2 costly interceptions at the in overtime, maybe it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen, he and even before the half, you're right. Before the half ended, he fumbled the ball, and I don't know, he didn't play his best ball, but yeah.
I mean, who does he have to throw to outside of Kincaid and Knox?
That's a good question. I can't even name those guys.
No,
I mean Shakira Davis, old Cooks. I mean, look, man, he had a ragtag bunch. He had a whole bunch of dudes.
He sure did.
I think, in my opinion, man, Buffalo. I think McDermott is the scapegoat. Unfortunately,
that's right.
I don't think he. I think he got the best he had with the players, and kind of like the same thing with Harbaugh. You got a kicker that if he makes it, I keep my job. If I
if he doesn't, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the nature of the business, unfortunately, in the NFL.
Painful.
You got to get a win some kind of way.
Yeah, and some would say, fairly or unfair, however you want to look at it, that some coaches have done more with less and less with more. A lot of people would say that Sean McDermott has done less with more over the years. I mean, after they've had number one defense, throughout the year, they've had number one offense, and they would either lose. Most of the time, they would lose to the Chiefs, lose to the Ravens. And it's just like, what can we do? And now, I mean, last year was just a microcosm or foreshadowing of things to come. And so, in a general manager, I mean, you got to get the man help. Josh Allen can't do it all. As good of a quarterback as he is, he can't. He's kind of like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can't do it all. You got to give him enough help. You got to give him enough weapons to do what he's got to do. And so, and the players that got to help. With Lamar Jackson, he put the ball there. Look, man, Andrew's a good tight end, but look, you can't drop that pass. Everybody years ago, you can't drop that pass, man. So, culpabilities on the players too. But I mean, that's the luck of the business, like Hova said. And so now, and what's unfortunate also is that you got the Broncos. Bo Nix is out for the season. He's done. Broken ankle. He's done. So you got Stidham in there. And so with Stidham, man, I see Broncos and the
I
Patriots,
take
man.
it you don't trust them, do you?
No, I see the
Nah,
Patriot. I see the Patriot. I see the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. That's what I see.
I don't see
yeah.
that. I don't see it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. With the AFC. Talk about that, Lou. What you see?
I see Denver. Denver has all been good at home, and even with Stim, I still think they still have it. So I'm going. I'm going with Denver.
He's going with Denver.
I'm still going with
And
Denver.
Homer, you're going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm just not a believer still.
Yeah.
And nothing against him. I've seen him play, and I just don't see it. I don't see how. Not to say it can't happen, but I just don't see it happening simply because the fact that he's coming into uh, a postseason playoff game that he hasn't really built a whole lot of chemistry with what they have. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I just don't see how you can get all that worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's,
I mean,
I mean, he's not a Bo Nix. I mean, he
no,
could,
no,
he's not a Bo
No,
Nix.
he's not.
no.
Because if he was a Bo Nix, he'd be starting. So that's all I'm got to say.
this
Go,
is true.
that that's
This
my
is true.
point, man. That's my point.
These are facts. Those are all facts, man. I think Sean Payton's done an excellent job in coaching up Bo Nix. Anybody else, Bo Nix probably wouldn't even be starting. But I think he's done a great job. I think you got to give Sean, as much as we don't like Sean Payton here in Atlanta, you got to give him coach. You got to give coach credit for the
Yeah.
good job he's done with
Oh yeah,
coaching
he's
that
done a
team
great
and
job with
with
coaching them
Coach
up. No doubt about that.
Bo Nix. But I think that I think the Patriots is just a complete team. That defense know how to get at it. You ain't got a quarterback, man. I mean, now it makes it easier for that defense just peel back and then just work some magic and get busy on that offense, man. I
And,
mean, it's not the most prolific offense, but they just efficient.
and here's one key point that
Mm.
I didn't make. Stidham was with the Patriots. They with
Yep,
Josh
Yeah.
McDown, the offensive coordinator. So
yep.
he knows Stidham strengths and weaknesses.
He knows it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's changed much. So
Who knows? That's always
and they were trying to groom Stidham. I don't know if you guys
I
remember
remember. I
to groom
remember.
him to
Yeah.
be the replacement for Brady,
I
but
remember.
it didn't pan out, and then that's when they got Mac Jones. So
Yep.
From what I remember watching Stidham, I think the big problem with him is man to man coverage, Brad. He
Yep.
doesn't handle
Yep.
that very well, and
No,
he's going to
no.
see a lot. He's going to see a
He's
lot of
going to see a
that.
lot of that. He's going to see a lot of that. He's going to see a lot. And it's funny because I did a pick'ems for the playoffs weeks ago before this stuff started. I did a pick'em on just regular ESPN pick'em, and I picked the Patriots. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, maybe the home team just lifts them up and Denver wins, but my pick was the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. That was one of my teams. And I picked everybody. I don't think I missed the game on the AFC side. I missed one game on the NFC side, and that was the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the only game that I missed really an entire playoffs. That's the only game I missed. And I got all the rest of them right. And so I'm on fire if the Patriots win this game and get to the Super Bowl. But that's not who I picked to win the Super Bowl, which is good. Which is get me to the NFC side, guys. What do y'all think about this stuff? Because I thought it was a real good game between the
It
Rams and
was.
the Bears. That was an excellent game, man. I mean, the Rams had to go in there in those conditions and find a way to hang around and find a way to just win this game, man. I mean, Chicago was the hottest team in the league. And especially when it came down to last minute victories. And although I thought there was a push off at the end, but that's just okay. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I, but it was a great play. You don't turn your back 2 or 3 times to the defense, man, and then let the ball go. But that's exactly
Yeah.
what Caleb Williams did. He turned his back on the defense and let that thing rip, man, for a touchdown to take it into the overtime. It was crazy. It was crazy. Didn't
Yeah,
even go
it's
into
almost looks
overtime.
like a it was almost like a Madden play.
Yeah,
but
the old Tecmo Bowl. So
but yeah,
so
man,
yeah, you're
it's
right.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate after such a huge play that they lost. Um,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, but that you got to learn how to gotta what that's the thing. That's what separates the good players from the great players.
yep,
Right.
yep, yep.
Be good for
In
them.
clutch situations.
Clutch situations, man. Um, which I mean, on the other side, it's not much to talk about in terms of Seattle when they beat down the 49ers. 49ers, man, it was just too hurt. Too many injuries. It's just too much.
I tell you,
Um,
Mike Shanahan. I mean, I'm sorry, Mike Kyle
Kyle,
Shanahan. Kyle
mhm,
Shanahan. To his credit, I think he's done a great job to get
excellent job.
his a hell of a job to get his team to the playoffs, and with all those injuries that he
Yep,
had. So I don't, it's just unfortunate, but that's the name of the game, man. I mean, injuries, and you got to figure out
yeah,
a way. You got to figure out a way to continue to win. And I thought he did a hell of a job to continue trying,
hell of a job. I mean,
trying to
they've
win.
been hurt all season.
Yeah, yeah.
They have injuries all season. So
So
so Kyle Shanahan, you're right, Hova. Kyle Shanahan did an awesome job. So look, guys, we already picked the AFC. Lou got the Broncos to win at home, and me and you got the Patriots hope on the AFC side. So who are they gonna face on the NFC side, Lou? Who's gonna win between the Seahawks and the Rams?
With that defense, Seahawks can't miss.
So he's got the Seahawks. So basically, Lou has the Seahawks and the Broncos making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I got you. Both of the home teams. That makes sense because Seattle's pretty solid, but their running back is out, and so they're gonna have to depend on Walker to carry the load and this other running back they got. So we'll see what happens there. Who you got, Ho? Who you got between Seattle and LA Rams?
yeah, man. I like I think I'm going with the Seahawks. I think you know their defense right now is lights out, and they're gonna get the Rams all they can handle.
True.
Um, so yeah, I like the Seahawks.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with what both of you guys. The Seahawks are. I mean, that defense is just brutal. Um,
Yeah.
and I think I think that offense is making it work. But I'm of course you guys know I'm going with the Rams. So yeah, them other
Understood.
team, them other team. So and plus I picked them anyway. I picked the Rams to win the whole thing. And really, at this point, I think the Rams have the best quarterback in the entire thing that's left. Out of the 4 quarterbacks, I think
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is the best. That's why the Rams are still winning is because of Matthew Stafford and his play.
I agree with that.
And Rams just look
Yeah.
like a team with destiny. I mean, they like us. It's like when I see Indiana when I was looking at them all season. Yeah, they're going to championship. They're going to championship. That's kind of how I feel about the Rams. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about the Rams. I think the Rams are that good to make it to the Super Bowl and win. Just because of really Matthew Stafford and he gets everybody else around him to. It ain't pretty. They played some tough defenses. They
Pretty
played in
ugly.
different conditions. Yeah, they win. They've been winning ugly. That's always dangerous. When you get a team that's winning everything ugly, that means they're finding different ways to win, putting in different conditions. They've been on the
Sometimes you
road
got.
the whole time. They've been on the road the whole time, Luke. And so that they've been so much adversity. I think they're welcoming at this point. So I think the Rams are just probably the scariest team to beat right now. But yeah, that's who I got, guys. I think we, I can see either team in there, so that's some good picks. So it seems like the both you guys. So Hova has the Patriots playing Seattle in the Super Bowl, which is a rematch. Lou has the Broncos playing the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and I have a rematch between the Rams and the Patriots. So we all got a different. I like it. We all got a different mix up of Super Bowl folks, and so we should have had a little team, man. We should have a nice little pool or something, man. That would be really cool. So, all right, any rate, that's all I got, guys. Anything else on the game before we close out?
Nah, that's it, man. Just looking forward to these games this weekend, man.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, Lou closes out, man.
All right, Enhanced Sports Show keeps going. Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 to 5 in the Central Time Zone for some of you. Number is 512-543-4662. Championship Sunday will be one of our main topics of the show. We'll also take a look at the NBA All-Star starters and who got snubbed. And it might surprise some of you. MLB is making some off-season moves, so we're going to cover that. Yeah, we'll recap the College Football Championship along with last week's NFL division round playoffs, which is even more wild than the wild card round. Oh boy! A lot of MLB baseball moves being made, so we'll take care of that, and we'll have UFC and boxing if anything interesting comes up. Also, your thoughts and comments this week. This date in sports history. Oh, we'll also cover U.S. Australian Open tennis as well. I forgot about that. Yeah. This date in sports history, the ridiculous sign of the week, or the idiot of the week, as I prefer. Sports trivia, the good news story of the week, and that's what it. So remember, it's Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone. Number is 512-543-4662. Don't forget to like and share the Facebook page, and remember, we're on Facebook Live.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Lou. Appreciate that, Lou. We'll see you this weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot, fellas.
All right,
Lou. Get out of here.
Thanks, Lou. All right. Well, thanks for everybody for joining the Bread and Hope Show. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Big on it.
Big on it.